Albert Einstein once said, "Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted." If you really start looking around online, you'll quickly discover that there are hundreds of social media sites. You could immerse yourself in signing up for those sites starting today and not come up for air until several weeks from now. But you know what? Most of them are a waste of your time. So instead of throwing mud at the wall and seeing what sticks, what you're going to do is choose from the list of the top 7 social media sites. Here they are: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Google+, and Instagram. And how do you choose? Simple. You use the profiling information we developed in the last section with the site information you're about to discover in this section. In other words, you determine where your market is most likely to be and which sites will deliver the best results for you, and then you'll focus on those sites. You see, here's the thing. Some sites may get a lot of traffic, some sites may be appealing for other reasons. But all of that means diddly squat if your target market isn't regularly engaged in visiting that particular site. Is this a perfect method? No, because as Einstein said, not everything that counts can be counted. And that means some platforms may be inherently better for you and your business model, even though the countables, like the demographics, don't quite say this. But this method gives you an excellent place to start. So let's take a closer look at each of the 7 top social media sites. What we're going to do is look at the following information for each site as it relates to your business. Number of users. This is going to give you an idea of how much traffic you might expect to get on a particular site, provided your target market is there. Demographics of users. Here, you'll learn a little bit about your typical user so you can compare this info against your prospect profile. What you need to know. This section will give you a brief overview of the site. Branding. Here we'll rate each site in terms of your ability to build your brand awareness on the site. Traffic. This is all about the ease of sending social media traffic back to your own site. After that, you'll discover some important points to remember as you set about the business of choosing the best social media platforms for your business. So let's start by looking at the platforms. We'll start with Facebook. As far as users are concerned, Facebook leads the pack in terms of popularity, with the following stats taken straight from Facebook's company info page. Facebook has 1.65 billion registered accounts that are considered monthly active users. Daily active users number 1.09 billion, and the number of mobile daily users sits at 989 million. Demographics. Since Facebook is in the business of selling highly targeted ad space, you can easily find out how many people on Facebook match your audience profile. Just go to the ad manager at facebook.com/business and go through the motions of starting a campaign. Here's some other data. 29.7% of Facebook users are aged 25 to 34. Daily active users from the US and Canada, 167 million. Monthly active users from Asia, 300 million. Approximately 84% of Facebook's users are from outside the United States. 50% of 18 to 24-year-olds go on Facebook when they first wake up, and 91% of people in the age range 15 to 34 are on Facebook. 77% of females who are online use Facebook, while a smaller percentage of men, 66%, use the site. What you need to know. This is the most popular site overall, with a lot of very engaged users. In fact, users average about 20 minutes on the site per day. Many people access Facebook with their mobile phones, which makes this a great platform to use if you're interested in mobile users. It's also a good platform if you're targeting millennials, those age 15 to 34. Most any type of business can benefit from being on Facebook, but especially those who have a lot of novel content. Cute content, funny content, or anything that makes people go wow. Examples include pet-related businesses, anyone sharing novel DIY tips, those sharing interesting recipes, those selling books or music, people selling locally, entrepreneurs who are into social causes, and similar businesses. Facebook lets you communicate and reach out to your users in multiple ways, including your Facebook page. The downside of your page is that Facebook only shows your content to a fraction of the people who've liked your page, and they only show your content to more users if a particular post gets traction, which means likes, shares, and discussion. That means you need to focus on posting highly interactive or viral content in order to get a lot of views. Here's a little tip. Facebook also gives you the option to boost a post, which means you can pay to show it to all of your fans, as well as to others. However, you can get just as many views by focusing on creating highly interactive or viral content. Facebook groups. These are discussion platforms you can set up around any topic. You might consider setting up a group to complement your page. Advertising. Facebook gives you the opportunity to place paid advertisements that can be highly targeted by audience, demographics, interests, and even behaviors. As with all social media sites, Facebook is designed to share content, which brings us to the next point: branding. Facebook provides an excellent platform for building brand recognition and awareness. Here's why. You can build your brand among your followers as well as their friends. If you create viral or interactive content that's branded, then your followers will like, comment on it, or share it, which in turn means their friends will see it too. You can post multiple types of content. This includes text, static graphics, animated graphics, those moving pictures that people call GIFs or GIFs, and videos, including live videos if you're using the Facebook app. This gives you plenty of opportunity to send out branded content. Next, traffic. The short answer: overall traffic is moderate. In other words, don't expect a lot. The long answer: Facebook does give you plenty of opportunity to send traffic back to your own site, including but not limited to sharing your web link in the About section of your page, directly sharing content links with your fans, posting links embedded within your content, such as links within graphics or videos, and letting you create a tab on your page with a newsletter sign-up, offer, or link. However, when it comes to sharing content, our experience is that users tend to be willing to share content that's already on Facebook. So, for example, people will share a video that's uploaded to Facebook, but they are less likely to share a link to a video that's been uploaded to a different website. Or they'll share a tip you've posted, but they're less likely to share it if it's been uploaded to your website. Possible reason? People may not like the extra hoop of clicking to another site. They'd rather have content directly in front of them on Facebook. The bottom line is, if you want to get traffic from Facebook, then you're going to need a really enticing lead magnet or offer. In other words, you need to give users a good reason to click through to your site. Next up, YouTube. As far as users go, YouTube has 1.3 billion. For demographics, YouTube claims on their website to reach more 18 to 34-year-olds and 18 to 49-year-olds than any cable network on television. 80% of YouTube's views are from outside the United States. More than 50% of YouTube's views come from mobile devices. There's an approximately even split of male and female users, although men spend 44% more time on the site than females. What you need to know. As you can see by the demographics, YouTube is an excellent place to reach younger people, those on mobile phones, and a global audience. Over 100 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute, and users watch over 6 billion hours every month. Point is, users are highly engaged, and that makes YouTube a great place for a wide variety of business owners, especially those with unique products or gadgets, since you can do product demos, trainers, coaches, and anyone who can provide instructional content to their market. It's also a good place to share industry news, make announcements, and build awareness about social issues tied to your business. Branding. YouTube is a very good place to increase brand awareness in your niche. That's because you can create a channel on the site and then brand every video you put out. You can even redirect viewers to watch your other videos. This works for pretty much any sort of business. However, this works particularly well for businesses that are represented by a strong personality. In other words, if you are the face of the company and you are not afraid to get in front of a camera, then YouTube is a good place to build brand awareness. Of course, you getting in front of a camera isn't absolutely necessary. Another way to create brand awareness is to create a series on your channel. One example is BlendTech, which makes premium blenders. They have the Will It Blend series, where they put a variety of odd stuff such as iPhones and credit cards into a blender. Not only does this series increase brand awareness and showcase the strength of the blenders, these videos have also gone viral, which brings us to the next point. Traffic. The short answer? This site provides a moderate benefit as far as getting traffic back to your site. However, if you're doing search engine optimization or SEO, then being on YouTube can boost these efforts. The long answer? One of the big advantages of YouTube is that any videos made public are readily accessible to everyone, even people who aren't members of YouTube. These videos are also easily found in the search engines, especially Google, since YouTube is owned by Google, which means it's important for you to include relevant keywords in your video descriptions. Secondly, YouTube is known for housing viral videos. People are very comfortable sharing YouTube links on social media via email and elsewhere. That's why it's a good idea to post your viral content on YouTube. So that means the traffic coming to your actual video might be very large, but don't expect a large number of these visitors to convert to click-throughs to your website, unless you're offering something absolutely irresistible. In fact, here's a quick tip. Try splitting one of your more popular videos into 2 parts and put part 2 on your own blog or website so that interested parties have to visit your website to see the second half. Next up, Twitter. Twitter has 320 million users, with 120 million unique monthly visitors. As for demographics, there are over 65 million Twitter users in the United States. The Asia-Pacific regions account for about 30% of users. 38% of 15 to 34-year-olds use Twitter. 24.6% of verified accounts belong to journalists. 25% of all males online and 21% of all females online use Twitter. What you need to know. Twitter is a microblogging site, which is all about people sharing quick bits of information that are 140 characters or less. While you can certainly share pics, videos, and links on the site, its focus remains on text posts. As you can see by the demographics, this site is about sharing news quickly. If there is a breaking news story in your niche, get on Twitter and share it. If you're making a company announcement, share it on Twitter. You may even want to network the journalists who cover your niche, which could give you an in for coverage when you share news and press releases. If you position yourself as an expert, you might also be the one they call when they need to get a quote from someone. You may also find Twitter useful for networking with other like-minded business owners in your niche. In other words, it's a good place to find potential joint venture partners. Finally, bloggers, authors, and businesses related to news or media will get a lot of benefit by being a part of Twitter. Branding. Twitter ranks as moderate to high usefulness in terms of branding. In particular, this is a good place to establish some authority in the niche, especially if you're in the news-related industry. For example, if you're a political blogger, then Twitter is a good place for you to be. As people retweet your posts, you naturally gain authority. However, small businesses may find some branding benefits too. According to Twitter, 50% of the people who follow small businesses on Twitter have shopped on the business website. What's more, 60% have purchased a product because of something they saw on Twitter. Point is, you can establish a presence, build authority, and build trust, which will in turn help drive sales. Traffic. Twitter's traffic potential depends on how you use it. For news and media types such as bloggers, the traffic potential is high as people click through to read a full news story. For other types of businesses, you can expect low to moderate amounts of traffic. As emphasized above, people come to Twitter to get news and share information quickly. That means if you're rolling out an average promo for an average product, you're unlikely to get much traffic from Twitter. People don't come to Twitter wanting to see promos filling their feeds. However, if you're tweeting updates about late-breaking news in your niche, complete with a link to your blog for the whole story, then you can expect to get more traffic. Bottom line, if you're looking for traffic on Twitter, then your best bet is to get into the conversation about industry news early and offer a unique spin on it if possible. That's enough for now. Take a moment and look back over these stats, and then move on to the next video, where we'll be looking at the remaining social media platforms.